Hey everybody, A Collector here. In some recent videos, I've been sharing different items for Dave Kingman, so I thought now that I've completed my Dave Kingman PSA Registry set, his basic set, I'd go ahead and just showcase the cards from that set. Not quite sure how many cards there are. I'm going to say played 16 seasons, so there's probably somewhere in the vicinity of 30 cards. So um, anyway, Dave Kingman, full name David Arthur Kingman, born December 21st, 1948. He had a couple nicknames, King Kong, which is what I most had known him for, as well as Sky King, in part just because of his home run towering shots that he had. He was kind of a two-facet player in the sense that it was either a home run or a strikeout. He was a tall guy, 6 foot 6 inches tall. He played for 16 seasons in the major leagues. Started off with the Giants from 1971 to 1974. Moved over to the New York Mets for the 1975 season. Played with them through part of the 1977 season. And he actually is one of just a handful of players that over the course of their career in a single season played for 4 different teams. In that 77 season, he played for the Mets, Padres, Angels, and Yankees. He got traded around a little bit. He was part of the Mets Midnight Massacre trade that sent him to the Padres. I think Tom Seaver was involved in that trade somewhere in thereabouts. I can't remember all the players. There were several teams involved. But with that, having played for four teams, he's actually the only player, I believe, that played for all 4 of the divisions. Now, at that time, it was a 4-division league, which I think divisional play started maybe late 60s. I'm not trying to go off of memory. I read some stuff on Wikipedia and that, but in any event, he played in all 4 divisions on that particular year. Mets being the East, Padres being the West in the National League, and the Angels being the West, and the Yankees being the East in the American League. He then moved over to the Cubs in 1978 through 1980 for 3 seasons. And then went back to the Mets in 81 to 83, and then finished off his career with the Oakland A's from 84 to 86. Again, as I'd mentioned, he was most notable for his home run power. He hit 442 career home runs. That's an average of 1 per 15.11 at-bats. So that's somewhere in the top 20 best all-time home run rates. And over the course of career, hit 1,210 RBI. And he also had a total of 1,816 strikeouts. That's the 4th highest in MLB history at the time of his retirement. And I think it's pushed him down closer to 20 now with kind of the recent push for power or strikeouts in today's world. So as the strikeout numbers continue to rise, he gets pushed down on the list. But perhaps you could argue that he was before his time, being a power or strikeout kind of guy. So we're gonna go through the cards. For myself, why Dave Kingman? He's kind of an offbeat guy. He's not a Hall of Famer. Growing up in the community that I grew up in, there was a farmer who would come into my parents' store, and I was a Cubs fan already at that time of my life, and I thought he looked pretty much identical. Or at that time, I thought he was identical to Dave Kingman, to the point where I actually thought that Dave Kingman was shopping in my parents' store. And anyway, I would kind of look and gaze and stare at him when he'd come in. And so that was always a fond memory of having that farmer shop in my dad's store and thinking it was Dave Kingman. So he's kind of always grown on me from that. Plus, he had his best career for probably single year in 1979 with the Cubs. That was the year that people remember a lot of him by the 23-22 loss to the Philadelphia Phillies when Schmidt and Mike Schmidt from the Phillies and Kingman from the Cubs were going back and forth with home runs. Kingman hit 3 home runs that day. I don't remember how many Schmidt had, but that was the year that Kingman, or the game that Kingman blasted the somewhere 550-foot home run that landed or ended up by a porch 3 houses down outside of the bleacher area at Wrigley Field. So a monstrous shot. So anyway, apologize for the discussion on a little bit about Kingman, but he's not one of the well-known players in terms of stats and facts. So I just thought I'd share a few that I pulled off of the internet. So anyway, I'll go through the cards fairly quickly. Hitting all of them in the PSA Registry set, Kingman's basic set. I'm fourth on the list in terms of set rating, and that's probably where I'll likely land, unless I find some good deals on some upgrades. But here we go. First card is a 1972. So this is his rookie, 1972 Topps. 73 Topps. And we got 1974. So these are all going to be Topps coming up until early 80s. I think, 81 or 82 when Donruss and Fleer came out. So 85. Sorry, 75. 76. 77. I've always liked the 77 set. I like the aesthetic of it. 78. Got an off-colored greenish blue background. And his Cubs uniform. 79. Here's the year of the 550-foot blast I was just talking about. Here's one of my favorite Cub uniforms, or him and one of my favorite Cubs uniforms of the 1980 Cubs team is the powder blues with the white pinstripes. So I guess it would have been 1979 season. So here we go. Now we got some other manufacturers kicking in. 81 Donruss. 81 Fleer. So I'm pretty much between 8, 9s, and 10s on most of my grades. I don't think I have a 7. If I do, I'll probably swap that out. 81 Topps. Again, powder blue. That would have been his 1980 season. 82 Fleer. 82 Topps. 83 Donruss. 83 Fleer. 83 Topps. 84 Donruss. 84 Fleer. 84 Topps. One of my favorite top sets. This is kind of the year where I really got collecting personally. 85 Donruss. 85 Fleer. Finishing out his career here. 85 Leaf. 85 Topps. 86 Don Russ. 86 Fleer. 88 Topps. So this had been his last edition. Sorry, second to last edition. 87 Don Russ. This is the last year that he appeared in cards during his active playing years. 87 Fleer. And 87 Topps. So here's kind of him at the end of his career. And at the start, kind of a before and after. So anyway, that's my Dave Kingman PSA registry set. Thanks for watching. God bless. Have a great day.